Hello and welcome to the Falcon BMS scanning tutorial for 4.37 U4. This is probably gonna be similar for any subsequent releases, so no worries about that. This tutorial is gonna be focusing on on the F16 Block 50, and I'm gonna cover what ARMW textures are, and also how you would go about implementing them into BMS. It's not a really hard thing to do, really easy, and just get along with it. Alright, so first of all, before we start anything, you're gonna go onto the editor. I want you to open some things. You're gonna be opening your directory, main directory. Then you're also gonna be opening your the place where you extracted. The files are gonna look like this, right? Base color, metallic, roughness, ambient occlusion for both the glass and the normal skins. So before we actually go into these skins, let's look at how this whole thing is, right? We also have the wireframe. I also included the wireframe, but not gonna use them because I'm not really gonna be working on these skins like you guys are. So I don't mind if I have like any texture issues. But of course, you guys will have to use it. So we're gonna press name. We're gonna see it's gonna order them accordingly to the names, and we're gonna go and look for the block 50. So CM50. This is number three, index number 397, F16, and the CT index is 2467. So that's view 3D. Yep, that's the same model that I'm looking at. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna look at the materials just using all these. The only two that we're gonna be using are this and this. And let's go and find the parent folder. It's 1052. So let's minimize this and open the directory. So I have it over here. We're gonna go into the data folder. Then we're gonna go into tear terrain data, and then we're gonna press objects, models. So objects, then models, and then I'm gonna type in 1052. This is the folder for the block 52s, and it has all the texture maps. So let's go ahead and open two of these. The first two for the albedo, just for the albedo. We don't need to see the ARMW right now. I'll show it to you after this, but for now let's just go and check this out. Load transparency as an alpha channel. Okay. And okay. So yeah, we have both of these skins. These are just simple images. These are not PBR. These are not Photoshop templates. You can see that they're being, they're getting pixelated because they're DDS textures. So this is how an albedo should look. And similarly, this is the tails. Both of these are included with the files that I've sent. And over here, we also have an alpha. Now, with alphas, what you need to do is you need to change the numbers because these are going to be used by the engine to like apply your textures over here. Like, for example, you pick this color and then you use the same font. I'm not sure which one it is, but I'm pretty sure you guys are gonna find it out really quick. Or any font really. But this is gonna be the alpha texture. This is what is gonna be changing the tail numbers. So keep that in mind. And you can also change these things according to your own countries, whatever but not in the DDS textures. In the DDS, we're gonna be adding these alphas, but not any actual edits because it's gonna be really hard to clean all this up since it's just a single layer. So since we know this, I'm gonna close these up. We don't really need to keep these on. Let's go and check the ARMW as well. ARMW is gonna be different, yes, for every single skin that you do. So let's go and check that out. Let me see what alphas we have. Yep, so these are probably alpha according to different lighting conditions, but doesn't really matter. Let's just look at how it is. So you can see that this is in orange. This is you could say this is just like the if you've done textures in DCS, you're gonna have a really easy time. But for example, this thing, the roundels, these are gonna be shiny in the actual jet. You can even give it a look in the editor. You can tell that it is a bit shiny. Let's try moving over there. Yep, you can see that there's a bit of shine over there. So this texture is driving the shine on this model, right? Since we've gotten an idea of how the textures work in the folders, we're just gonna go ahead and actually do it on the textures provided. I'm not gonna show you how to implement it because it's really easy. You just need to change once you've done those edits on this one, like these files, and generated new DDS textures from this. You're just gonna change the file names to 0102, yeah, 0102, and the ARMW if you have any changes in the ARMW for the first one, and you're just gonna copy and paste that into this folder. And when you press the loadout screen and change your textures, like change texture sorry, texture set, that's gonna show you the different textures you have. But let's go ahead and actually start doing some stuff. So we have base color, metallic, roughness. So we're not gonna mess with base color. That's just the albedo. I'm still gonna give you a look. Let's close all this editor up. We don't need it right now. That's a big file. So just hope that you have a decent PC. All right. Yep. It's the same as the one we had in the DD's texture, but you can tell that these are less, very less. How do you say this? Pixelated. So any edits that you want to do, all of this is in a layer form. You can add the wireframe if you want and whatnot. You can change the base color. So I remove this. I colored by myself. So, or I can just keep this on. For example, if I wanted to do a PAF skin, Pakistan Air Force skin, I'm gonna take the eraser. So let's press on this eraser and then set it accordingly, the blurriness of the brush, or the hardness of the brush. Just remove this over here. You can do a selection if you want that. Just select all this, and it's gonna just limit your eraser to this specific section, and just erase what you don't need. So I won't need this, I won't need this. So that's almost how it looks for the F16s in the PAF. Something like this, maybe something like this, something like this. Like, it depends on how you want to do it, right? So once you've done that, uh, you're gonna delete the selection, then you're gonna try finding these roundels in this. So they're gonna be somewhere. There's a lot of players, so you have to go and look through all of them. But keep looking through. They're also named, so you have proper. So yeah, for the gears, for the Fords, and anything really, plastic base, steel edges. You'll have to look through because this is something very like there's a lot of stuff going on, so you'll have to look by yourself. I can't really uh, help you with that because it's too much work. But anyways, once you find once you find that, you're gonna you're just gonna remove that, remove the roundels, whatnot, and yeah, that's all really need to know for the base color. Now, moving on to the ARMW. So, for the ARMW, you need a lot of things. So, let's open this as a Photoshop file, PNG file. We're also gonna open the. So, remember ARMW, right? ARMW stands for ambient occlusion, roughness, metallic, and wetness. Wetness, the BMS engine handles itself, so we don't really need to understand that. But texture maps explain normal maps, you don't need to change those. They just bump out the texture, so that's already done by Manos himself. Thank you, Manos. And then we have roughness, so you can see that roughness handles the shininess of a texture. It's a gloss, essentially a glossy map. It represents the smoothness of an object. So if you have a really bumpy surface, that's gonna uh, put shine on all of that. All right, and then we have metallic, which is supposed to be metal on all metal. So this controls how metallic your object is. You can mess around with the ARMW texture to actually get this result if you want. I wouldn't recommend it unless you're doing a really like specific skin. Then you have ambient occlusion. This is fakes. It essentially fakes our self-shadowing. So if you look at this image, you can see that it's getting darker in the grooves and edges, right? So that's for the ambient occlusion and highlights. Sorry, the shadows and highlights. So let's go back to Photoshop. We're gonna open the metallic as well, and we're also gonna open the roughness. I'm just gonna show you how it's done with the one skin set, and then I expect you guys to repeat that in the other skin set. So we have the ambient occlusion. You just make sure that there's no roundels, no nothing over here. It's not gonna be there anyways, so it doesn't really matter. Ambient occlusion's fine. You're gonna go into metallic. You're gonna look closely if there's any roundels or anything like any specific things. It's gonna be black, so you'll have to keep an eye out, like a proper eye out. So no, there's nothing over here. Then in roughness, yes, we do roughness. You remember what I told you about roughness? It handles the glossiness of a part. So this roundel is being glossed out. So in game, like I showed you in the editor, just jump back to the just pull back the timer on the video, and you'll be able to see the glossiness, but this is what's handling the glossiness of the texture. So let's uh, let's go ahead and get these ready. So I'm not gonna do any edits. I assume you guys can do them yourselves. New layer, and then whatever you guys wanna add to the textures, you can. Just remember to remove these if you don't intend to see USAF roundels, and you want to have your own country's roundels. For example, I would add my own country's roundels. Similarly, for any specific skins, some anniversary skins, you can do the same. But let's actually get to it. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna uh, unlock this layer. We're gonna, once you've done any edits to this, you're gonna press save as PNG, so PNG and metallic PNG. Save this to the same folder. It's saved. All right, we're done with this. Same for the roughness. Do any edits that you want and then save it as a PNG. Save. We're done with this. So we're gonna close both of these. We're done with that. We're gonna go back to the folders. We're gonna check to see where our PNGs. So metallic ARMW. So first we're gonna open the roughness just to keep it in a proper layer order, and then we're gonna open the metallic PNG. So open with Photoshop. You can use any program really, but it needs to have a DDS wrapper. Like it needs to have a DDS exporter. But that's why I recommend using Photoshop for this. So yep, we have all our layers ready. I'm gonna unlock all of these. Once that's done, let's go to roughness. We're gonna copy this, Control C and Control V, right? So we're gonna put it a bit down. I'm gonna put it down under the. Let's actually scale it first. Let's make sure the scale is right. Yep. I guess, actually no, this side is not, that side also. So let's get this a bit down. Then this. We're gonna confirm it again over here. Not just do it with a shift click and scale it to proportion. Yep, that's done as well. Let's go and check this out as well. Yep, close it up as much as you can. You want to make sure it's exactly on center. So once that's done, you're gonna do the same for the metallic. Control C, Control V. Pull it up. Yep. Let's actually do it from here first. Yep. And then we're gonna handle the sides now. Yep. This is done. Let's check this out. Make sure you're really close. Once you've done this, okay, go back. Okay, I guess we'll have to redo this actually. Accidentally clicked out of the box. So bring this down here. Scroll down. Yep, that's set. Similarly, the same for this. That's set as well. Similarly, the same for this. That's gonna be proper, and I assume this is also gonna be proper. If not, then just shift select and scale it. That's gonna be fine on this side. Yep, it is. So, yep, our Sizes have been readjusted, and we're ready to begin the ARMW work. So let's bring this down and down. So ambient occlusion on top, ARMW, right? So ambient occlusion on top. Roughness was this. It's the same over here. R is next. Then M. Metallic was black completely. It's completely in the bottom. Now what you're gonna do is you're gonna group all of these together. So Windows G, sorry, not Windows G, my bad. Control G. This is the first group. Control G and Control G. You're gonna name all of these group according to what they are. AO, ambient occlusion, roughness. This is just for your own sake, so that you know how to do it. You don't really need to name these if you get used to the workflow that I am. So metallic, right? All these three are ready. You can even color them according to what you want. So it's gonna AO is gonna be the red channel. Metallics is gonna be the RGB, right? So it's gonna be the green channel, and metallic is gonna be the blue channel, RGB. So we're gonna close these groups like this. Right click, blending options. You're gonna be disabling the green and the blue in this. All right. Once that's done, because it's only AO is only gonna be in the red channel. So press OK. Similarly for roughness, you're gonna be disabling the red and blue. Right. That's done. We have green. And for metallic, we're gonna do the same. Red, green, only blue, like the color coded that we sent. So you can see that it looks like the end result that the actual textures had in this file. So once you're done with this ARMW, you're gonna save this as let's go and check with Intel TextureWorks first. This is so ARMW is gonna be a BC7 8-bit fine linear. All right. So most of you guys are gonna be using NVIDIA DDS. So let's go to that. NVIDIA DDS tools. Okay, this is too large, but it doesn't matter. We're just gonna go in. Federal process. Once that's done, you're gonna see if it's BC7. Yep, it's BC7. Image type is a color map because we're making a ARMW texture. So yep, generate map maps, of course. And yeah, you're ready. Alpha and everything is ready. Just press save and it's gonna do the saving. I'm gonna do the same thing. Just wait for it to save. It's a big file, 8K, so it's gonna take its time. Just wait for it to do its thing. Once it's done, it's gonna show up in your folders. Let's just wait for it. Alright, once that's done, you're gonna have a DDS texture. Our DDS texture is gonna be renamed to this ARMW. So if you're doing all these different skins, if you're doing a separate skin for separate VFWs, separate like wings or tails, you're gonna have to do this all, like all of these. But these are just separate skins. They're not the same thing. They're separate. So like, if you just want to do one, you can just replace it with this one. But yeah, Albedo, you're just gonna add the colors, the base color PSG that we add. This one, you're just gonna save this as a DDS and rename it to this one, Albedo 01. If you have another one, you're gonna if you have another tail, if you have another skin, you're gonna just keep using these separate ones. Now the first one is the whole body of the aircraft, and the second one is the tails and the canopy and uh, the patches of the pilot. So like his rank and everything, insignia and whatnot. So once that's done, you're gonna add that to your. You're just gonna replace these files and just open the game, and they're gonna work. If you want me to do a skin, I'll upload that video as well. I'll make a video on that and upload that as well. But it's probably gonna be a time lapse because honestly, I'm not really good at doing tutorials like this, and probably missed a lot of stuff. But any questions that you have, you just give me a holler. Oh, before we move on, actually, let's also see how you're gonna save Albedo. So save as. We're gonna go into Intel TextureWorks just to see presets that I already have. BC7 same color plus alpha, and BC7 yeah, it's the same thing. sRGB. Uh, let's go back to NVIDIA. Save as UDS. Okay, let's not do that, but let's actually do it with another one, with this one. Save as DDS, save. Just don't forget to change the file names correctly. We're gonna have a bad time otherwise. And alright, Photoshop crashed, nice. But you get the idea, right? It's gonna be BC7. Just make sure the alpha channels are enabled, and it's gonna work right out of the box. I hope this helped. Any questions that you have, I'm gonna post this video on the threads. Any questions that you have, just give them to me on the threads. I'll try my best to reply to YouTube comments as well, but don't expect me to be on YouTube a lot. Forums is where I am, and I'll try my best to help you. Thank you very much, and see you soon.